2022 NWL Draft. This year's draft will be containing 2 rounds of 5 picks each. This is our second annual as a league. Each of the 5 teams will be picking from approximately 20 players across Western New York. Yeah, that's pretty much all the info you need to know. With that, Griffin Rizzi and the Sweats are on the clock. All right, Caleb. So with this, the 2022 season has officially kicked off. What do you think the Sweats need here with this first overall pick?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think the Sweats team is really going to need someone, who's a leader. This team has lacked a lot of identity, to be completely honest. I think they can get a generational talent at this number 1 pick and really change the narrative for this franchise.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more, Caleb. Griffin personally has told me that he's looking for a guy that can put his team in World Series contention immediately. But that's a lot. That's a lot to ask, especially where this franchise has been the past 2 years. But it looks like, folks, Sweats pick is in. Let's go see who it is. With the first overall pick in the 2022 NWL Draft, the Sweats select Ethan Stauffer, pitcher/outfielder out of Pittsford Mendon High School. Congrats. Well, if the Sweats needed a generational talent first overall, they might have just found it with Ethan Stauffer. This man has such a diverse and nice arsenal. He's got a slider, a riser, a drop ball, a screwball. Heck, he's even got a banana ball and a gypsy drop. He's got it all when it comes to the pitching side of the ball, and he can throw strikes, which is key. On the hitting side of the ball, he's not much worse. He can absolutely hit for contact and power, and overall, he's an amazing prospect who can definitely lead the Sweats to great things in the future. All right, and with that, the Skyliners are officially on the clock. Caleb, what do you think the Skyliners are looking for here, pitching or hitting?
Yeah, I mean, I think they really got to go pitching here. I mean, you saw Gavin. I mean, he had some great performances out there, but if he wasn't pitching, it really hurt their team tremendously. I definitely think, they got great hitting in Vanessa and Noah, who they signed in the offseason. But definitely, I think pitching is going to be really the key factor here. So I would expect them to go for that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if Gavin's able to make the right call here, that's going to be huge. I mean, this number 2 overall pick, I think this is definitely going to be the second arm for them if he's able to make the right call. And that'll definitely put them in World Series contention, in my opinion.
I mean, honestly, Jake, I can see this pick kind of going either way here. I'd expect them to take either Jeremy Kuhn or Tom O'Reilly. They really showed out a lot at the Combine, so let's see.
Yeah, I mean, Gavin's got a tough decision here at number 2, and pick is in, folks. This is going to be a big one. Let's see who they draft. With the second overall pick in the 2022 NWL Draft, the Skyliners select Jeremy Kuhn, a pitcher out of McQuaid Jesuit. And we knew it was between 2 guys for the Skyliners, but in the end, they go with Jeremy Kuhn, who in my opinion is a very solid player. This is definitely a guy who can get the Skyliners over the hump, as he can not only hit moonshots with a lot of pop on his bat, but has a nice, diverse arsenal as well, with his slider being by far his best pitch. We'll see what Gavin chooses to do with his pitching rotation this year, but with yet another great arm and dangerous bat in the lineup, the Skyliners are sure to be a great team with the addition of Jeremy Kuhn. All right, well, with 2 impressive talents off the board here, the Sweats are back on the clock. Caleb, what do you think the Sweats should do here? Do you think they should trade their pick, or what do you think?
I mean, there's a lot of potential value with trading that pick. I mean, I think they could definitely get someone, maybe some guaranteed talent, because, you never know what you're going to get with the draft pick. But if they get, a proven player, that could really help them.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, something the Sweats are definitely lacking right now is guaranteed talent. It's always great to have a lot of top-tier picks, but you don't know how they're going to pan out. Yeah. So I think Definitely trading the pick is an option here. I think the Toucans would probably be the top bidder, just based on them having a lower pick. Obviously, they made that JT trade a long time ago, and it's really hurt them. So let's see what the Sweats do, whether they trade it or not. It's going to be an interesting pick here, and it looks like we have the pick coming in. So let's get to that. With the 3rd overall pick in the 2022 NWL Draft, the Sweats select Carter Harf, a pitcher out of Pittsford Mendon High School. And the Sweats with definitely an interesting pick here, 3rd overall. I can't say I was expecting it, but they draft Carter Harf. This is a guy who is, I think, a great prospect, and I think he's got a lot of talent. But the main reason I did not expect him to go so early in this draft was just based on his availability. Carter has said that it's unclear how much he will be able to play in 2022, but he's definitely a boost for this team anytime they can get him. He features almost every single pitch Ethan Stauffer does, including a nasty knuckle drop, and he can hit as well. He can absolutely hit. I think the main question with Carter is just going to be his availability this year, but whenever he shows up to the field, it's going to be a good day for the Sweats.
3 off the board now. Jake, what are you looking for in this 4th overall pick? Do you have a player in mind?
Yeah, I actually do, Caleb. With this 4th overall pick, I'm definitely looking for a guy who can hit and pitch. I know that's a lot to ask, but yeah, I definitely got a guy in mind, and I think he can really change this Pioneers organization in a positive way, for sure.
All right, well, it looks like the Pioneers pick is in. Let's go see who it is.
With the 4th overall pick in the 2022 NWL Draft, the Pioneers select Tom O'Reilly, a pitcher out of McQuaid Jesuit. Let's just say the Pioneers were very happy to see Tom O'Reilly still on the board at number 4. Tom can pretty much do it all when it comes to the game of wiffle ball, including having a solid bat, a strong arm, and impressive fielding skills. On the hitting side, Tom's not afraid to get on base by either walking or getting base hits, but he also has home run potential, which is pretty much everything you need in a hitter. On the pitching side, the potential is there as he's still developing a slider, screwball, and drop ball, but it's up to him to put in the work, as I think my Pioneer squad got a steal at this 4th overall pick, and he could very well be the best pure talent in this 2022 draft. All right, Caleb, you guys are now on the clock with this 5th overall pick. What do you think about here? What type of guy are you trying to get?
I mean, yeah, obviously with me being injured out for most, if not all, of the season, we're going to need a really dedicated guy here. Hopefully someone who's pretty versatile out here, utility guy. I'm just hoping we can get, because, I'm not going to really be able to be like one of those guys on the field. So we just need more guys that are going to show up. And we're really looking for talent, but also dedication with this pick.
Yeah, for sure. I think dedication is going to be key there for you. But it looks like you have a guy in mind. Let's get to that 5th overall pick. With the 5th overall pick in the 2022 NWL Draft, Caleb Mendler and the Knuckleballs select Jayuk Shin, utility player out of the Harley School. If I had one word to describe Jayuk Shin, that word would be grit. This man is very passionate towards the game of wiffle ball, and he's a very gritty guy when it comes to the game as well. He's not overwhelmingly great at one position, and he's not the most talented person in the draft, but Caleb knows what he's getting with this pick, and I think it can be a very underrated one. You know, Caleb doesn't need much. All he needs is a guy who can really show up and give it all for the Knuckleballs, as they really have built a solid core. But I think this is a great pick for where it is, and he can definitely be a solid influence on the guys. All right, folks, we actually got a huge trade here at this 6th overall pick. It's between the Toucans and the Sweats. The Toucans will be giving up Garrett Zielinski and the 9th overall pick in return for the 6th overall pick. This was a trade that was made by Thomas Rolfe before Griffin Rizzi took over as captain. So, you know, Griffin's going to have to work with this here, but I think Sean really made a genius move here, honestly. I think really ripped him off, if I'm being real. I mean, Sean moving up 2 spots here, I think he's really going to be able to get some good talent here. What do you think they're looking for, Caleb, honestly? Like, I mean, moving up, that's got to be a big decision. They got to have a guy in mind, you know?
I mean, I think they're trying to get some big guns on that team, you know, someone who's really just going to be an all-around, like, powerhouse type guy. Wouldn't surprise me if they go for hitting here. So, yeah, I'm excited to see who gets picked.
No, yeah, I definitely think power is going to be a big part of this pick here. I think that's what the Toucans need. You know, they can hit, definitely, for sure, but I think adding one extra bat will really add to the potency of this Toucan offense. And, so, look, we had the trade. It looks like Sean has officially made the pick. Let's go see who he drafted with that 6th overall pick. With the 6th overall pick in the 2022 NWL draft, Sean Olheim and the Toucans select Connor Carey, an outfielder from Aquinas Institute. And folks, I can't say I was expecting this pick, 6th overall, from the Toucans and Sean Olheim, but I absolutely love it. They trade up to get Connor Carey, and I think the main reason behind this pick for Sean Olheim was just to get a guy who can be great in the outfield and, you know, cover a lot of ground. Connor Carey, he's 6'2" in height, and I know he's got great pop on the bat. He's got a lot of power, but he is dangerous in the outfield, and he's a guy who can save a lot of runs for the Toucans. I'm excited to see this guy play in the NWL, and if Sean plays his cards right, he very well could have the steal of the draft.
And after an interesting trade here, it looks like the Pioneers are now on the clock with the 7th pick. Jake, who do you think you want to go for?
Yeah, you know, I'm really just looking for a guy who could show up to the field, honestly. Just a lot of dedication is key. Because we can, here in the Pioneers organization, you know, we can really mold that person into a great player. So that's really all I'm looking for here. You know, you don't have to have a lot of talent, but I'm looking for a guy who's got a lot of dedication, a lot of grit, fight, and who's going to show up to the field. So, yeah, that's my input.
All right, guys. Looks like the pick is in. Let's go see who is 7th overall pick.
With the 7th overall pick in the 2022 NWL draft, the Pioneers select Tarnveer Bloggin, an outfielder out of McQuaid Jesuit.
All right, we're about to call Tarnveer Bloggin. I drafted him 7th overall, so here's his reaction to being a Pioneer. Hey, Tarnveer. Guess what? You a Pioneer, baby. You a Pioneer. I'll talk details with you later, but you're a Pioneer, man. The camera's here as well, so say anything you want to say. 500 average, what are we seeing out of you?
We winning the chip.
Facts. Alright, I'll talk to you later, man. Alright, see you.
And folks, the Pioneers were pretty happy to see Tarnveer Bloggin on the board at number 7 overall. This is really a guy who's going to be used as a sub, in case we don't have enough players for a series. But if we do have enough players for a series and he doesn't manage to see the field, this is really going to be a mentor pick. Tarnveer is a calm, cool guy who should mesh well with the rest of this Pioneer squad. He knows everyone very well. So I'm happy he was on the board, and I'm glad he's joining the Pioneers for the 2022 season. They got an interesting decision here. I think Sean is definitely looking for a guy to build the core. I think he doesn't have a lot of guys in that core, so I think he's really still trying to build. I don't know if this is going to be a substitute guy here.
Yeah, I mean, with this pick, there's not much left out there on the board in terms of talent, but, you really got to go for someone that's going to help the morale of the team, fire up the guys. So I wouldn't surprise me to see him going for more of a character type guy here, but also someone who can play.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I agree. I think Sean should go for a character here. The Toucans, I mean, I think they do have a bright future even though they don't have a lot of talent to choose from here. I think Sean's got to make a smart decision, though. I don't think he can mess this up. I don't think there's a lot of room for error just because he hasn't had that many picks. But yeah, I know. Oh, looks like Sean's pick is in, folks. With the 8th overall pick in the 2022 NWL Draft, the Toucans select Clay Arnold, an outfielder out of Brighton High School. What can I tell you about my guy, Clay Arnold? There's a lot to say. Clay knows this Toucans team very well. He's great friends with Sean Allheim and Parker Weld, who is the main core of this team. He meshes well with all the guys, and I think he can be served as a great mentor tool. But along with that, I think he has some real talent and dedication. And this is a guy who's going to want to see the field. It's unclear how much he will see the field, but he's a great athlete, a great soccer player. We'll see if that can translate much to wiffle ball, but I'm excited to see just how much of an impact he makes for the Toucans in 2022. With this pick, I really don't think there's much trade value at this point, just because the Toucans, they already traded with him. I don't think any other teams are really going to be interested. I think, like the Pioneers, I think they really just need a guy with dedication who's going to show up to the field. A good sub guy, sub role. What do you think,
Just
Caleb?
keep building that team, building that dedicated core. I mean, that's pretty much all I got to say.
Yeah, and looks like the pick actually is in. Let's go see who Griffin Rizzi and the Sweats selected with their 3rd pick in this draft. With the 6th overall pick in the 2022 NWL Draft, the Sweats select Trey Stauffer, an outfielder out of Pittsford Mendon High School. I know I keep saying it, but Griffin might have just gotten the steal of the draft here, 9th overall. He selects Trey Stauffer, a guy who in my mind was a top 3, 4, 5 talent, and this man can hit almost anything that's thrown at him. He doesn't do much on the pitching side of the ball. He's not really a pitcher, but he has great fielding skills, but most importantly, he has an amazing bat. He can foul off and stay in counts with almost any pitcher. Any pitcher you throw at him, any pitch, he's going to make contact and he's going to get on base. I think this is a great pick for the Sweats. All right, so we got the Mr. Irrelevant here, the 10th overall pick in this 2022 NWL Draft. Caleb, what are you looking for here?
I mean, I'm looking for hitting, I think, here. I think we got a pretty solid, versatile team here, but, someone's got to make up for my batting, and, I think overall we just need a boost there. I think this is definitely a sleeper pick. I got a guy in mind that I think is really going to turn some heads, so I'm excited.
All right, well, it seems like Caleb Mendler knows who he's picking. Let's see who the Mr. Irrelevant is in NWL 2022. With the 10th overall pick in the 2022 NWL Draft, Caleb Mendler and the Knuckleballs select Johnny Salomon, outfielder from McQuaid Jesuit. And folks, I think Caleb Mendler got a great value selection with this 10th overall pick. they select Johnny Salamone, and this is a guy who hits bombs, can get on base, and is a great morale booster for this team. I could have seen him going higher in the draft, but there were a lot of guys who didn't even get drafted who are very solid picks, so it's understandable. But Johnny, you know what you're getting with him. He's a reliable guy, and I think the Knuckleballs are locked and loaded for another great season, as they not only have a great core now, but they have 2 great draft picks with Johnny Salamone and Jae-Yuk Shin. All right, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the 2022 NWL Draft. We're excited for all the new talent that's been brought into this league, and we're excited for this upcoming season. So stay tuned. We will be having a lot more videos being posted. I know the YouTube's been inactive as of recent, so stay tuned, subscribe, and like as usual. Comment. We'll see you guys next time here on NWL. Peace. Alright, well, with 2 impressive talents on... Oh, here. I'll restart. Alright, well, with 2... Alright, well... With the 6th overall pick in the 2022 NWL Draft, Sean Olheim and the Toucans select Connor Carey, an outfielder from Aquinas Institute.
Good pitch. Good job, Captain. Oh, you are so... Bro, it's not that hard. Just dap up. No, to dap up first.
Oh, okay, dap first.
No, Jay, it's a half spin. Then you go down.
Oh,
You're
I don't know.
Both are facing this way. Jay, you're facing me.
Hey, bro.
Yo.